Yo, it's official. Like a referee with a whistle. Like, share this episode and all that good stuff, man. We're going to do like we always do. You know what I'm saying? Gonna talk that talk, and we're going to go out and make it happen, yo. It is what it is. We worry about the things we can control and don't worry about the things that we can't control. You know what I'm saying? Because the world is never going to change. The only thing that can change is you. And when you change, everything around you will change how they see you. You know, that's how that works. That's how the game is. That's why my parents used to tell me that the world is a game. And you're just a piece of it. A piece to the puzzle. You got to play your part, play your position. And no one gets to tell you how you're supposed to play your position. You have to make a decision how you want to play your position. You know, the world is like a stage. You get to play your part in it, how you see it, how you see fit. So if you don't like something, the good news is you can change it. And all you got to do, change how you think. Once you change how you think, your habits and your actions will follow. You know what I'm saying? That's usually how that go. Can't have one out the other though. If you don't like how your life is going, you have to change your mind. That's why they always say if you change your mind, you change your life. And it's true. It's really true. You know what I'm saying? But if you're waiting on somebody else to change around you, or the environment change, the politicians, and you're gonna be waiting for a long time. Because most people don't really change much over the years. They tend to get worse. Most people. The older they get, the worse they tend to get. That's just most people. You know what I'm saying? So I always looked at it like, what would happen if I change instead? What if I change 5%, 10%, 20%, 50%, 80%? What would happen? I mean, my whole world would flip upside down. And that's what happened with me. Everything changed. Oh, it's like a fucking different experience. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of shit. But that's never going to happen if you wait on other people to change, or the environment to change, or your parents to change, or whatever. You know, it's never gonna that doesn't work out like that. What he said, I don't even know you. I can't even pronounce your name. All them women look fake, and 18 years a headache. Well, it depends on what type of guy you are. If everything is dependent on your whole life experience is dependent on so many different things that come into play. Depends on what type of guy you are. Depends on your mindset. Depends on your experience. It depends on the environment. Depends on what you believe. Depends on your habits. Depends on your actions. There's so many things that come into being a man or becoming a man. You come into the world as a baby and you grow into being a boy or girl. You know what I'm saying? And then as you grow, you come into to being an adult, as they say. You know? And then if you're lucky, you become a man or a woman. You know what I'm saying? And your rate of growth is dependent upon who raised you, your beliefs, the environment. I mean, your habits, your actions, your friends, your family, people you hang around. There's so many different things that come into play when it comes to growing up in this crazy world we live in. They scream, they're looking for insurance for support. Maybe there's a lot of single women out here, but that don't mean you have to be with one. We all have choices. You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't have to be a sucker. I've said I would never be with a single woman with kids. I would never be with a single parent. So regardless if a woman has kids or not, you don't have to be with a woman like that. There's plenty of women out here with no kids that's single. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter. At the end of the day, we still have free choice, regardless. Even if you're in a tough situation, you still have free choice. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're homeless, you still have free choice. Now you might be in a tough situation. I understand that. But you still made a choice. Regardless of the situation or the circumstances, you still had free choice. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Women will always, there's always a certain group of women are looking for simps. That's never going to change. There's certain classes of women, there's certain types of women, but that don't mean you have to be around them. There's certain types of women I don't hang around, you know. But see, life is much more than just women. You know what I'm saying? This game is much bigger than women. It ain't all, it shouldn't be all about women. What it should be about is just being happy at the end of the day. Yeah, it should be all about being happy, peace of mind. Every move you make, it should help you get much more closer to being happy and having peace of mind. That's what it really should be all about. Regardless of what you do, if you take all the socializing and getting to know people and spending time together and going on dates and going on a vacation or going out of town or driving on the highway, working a job and making money. At the end of the day, it's really all about being happy or being closer to happiness as much as possible. Peace of mind. That's what it's really all about. For me, that's what it's really all about. And it's always been that way. I'm trying to get more closer to happiness. You know what I'm saying? But we don't live in a perfect world, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? So what I found is this. If the closer you get to happiness, peace of mind, you have to have tools um, to get to that happy place in most cases. Because unfortunately, we live in a capitalistic society. So you have to have things in place to free you up, to give you more time. And I've found that if you're trying to attain or get anything of value, is you're gonna run into certain types of people that you probably don't want to be around. Or maybe you have assets, things that can like bring you more happiness. Maybe you own some stuff, right? Now, with these assets and things of value, there comes a lot of responsibility, right? I think we can agree with this. Now, with those responsibilities, you have a lot of scumbags out here, criminals. Some people are just piece of shit. And you have to deal with, eventually you're going to run into some of these people. You have to deal with them, whether directly or indirectly, you know? And I look at it like that's a part of the game. That just comes with the territory sometimes. That's just a given. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. You can't avoid everybody. You can't avoid every type of person that you don't want to meet in life. That's not. You might go to the goddamn gas station and meet somebody that's an asshole. It's just like that's damn near impossible. Even if you live in the boondocks, you got to come out that woods and go to the store, and you're gonna meet some jackass along the way. That's just what it is. Or maybe maybe the person that you pay your insurance to is an asshole. You know, you have to learn how to maneuver in this world. You have, at some point, you have to develop your social skills. There's a book out called How to Swim with the Sharks Without Being Eaten. That's, at some point, you have to learn those skills. Otherwise, you're going to be miserable. Otherwise, you're probably not going to be happy. You're probably going to get taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying? You're probably not going to be in a place where you want to be in life. You're probably going to be complaining a lot. You're probably going to get sick because you might be one of those people that are naive. You take everything at face value. I don't. I question almost everything. You probably see the guy in a white lab coat, he or she, you think, hey, they telling you, hey, take this pill. This is good for you. This is going to help you. You just automatically assume that they care about you. I don't. I don't assume anything once I leave the house, once I walk outside and get in my car and drive down the street. You know what I'm saying? I don't think like that. You know, I'm one of these guys that I can pick up on certain things. Body language, you know, I can pick up on certain vibes. See, the body never lies. People can say what they want to say, but the body never lies. I can tell if someone is being genuine or something ain't right or they telling a lie or maybe it's half truth. I pick up on this stuff all the time. And it doesn't matter what language they speak. Doesn't matter what language they speak. Doesn't matter where they're from. Doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. But it ain't, if you're trying to get anything done in this world, you're probably going to run into some people and, you know, you have organized criminals out here. People that have gotten good at fooling people, scamming people. They're organized criminals. They've gotten good at it. They're so good at it, it's almost believable when they start talking. And out of 10 people, 7 out of 10 will believe them. Except for me. And the only reason why I don't fall for the okie doke is because I've been around. I've seen things behind the scenes. I've seen it. I touched it. I've talked to people. I know people. I've been around all sorts of people from all walks of life, man and a woman, from the hoe on the corner to the escort in the penthouse, from the homeless man to the guy in the multi-million-dollar mansion. I've been around people from, you know, there's no environment that I can't go into and I'm uncomfortable because I know who I am, you know. But a lot of this stuff comes with just your experience. It don't necessarily come with just living. I mean, just living is a challenge. Yeah, I know. You know, for some of us, just living is a challenge because a lot of us, unfortunately, we were dealt a bad hand. Some of us. I wasn't, but a lot of us have. A lot of us were happy that we made it to 21. A lot of us didn't think we was gonna make it to 25. You know what I'm saying? Because the environment we grew up in was like a war zone. Some of us. I understand that. You know, I mean, I didn't grow up like that, but I can understand. I can't relate, but I can understand. So a lot of us, we didn't even have the chance to develop right. Some of us are degenerates. We're not fully developed. We haven't had the chance to develop because of the environment that we grew up in. So by the time we're in our late 20s or early 30s, we still got room for growth. You know, we might feel like, hey, we might say, hey, I'm 28, but I'm really behind. I'm really a teenager. I'm like an adult child baby around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us feel that way. We ain't gonna say it, but And that ain't that. If that's you, that ain't your fault. You didn't raise yourself, and you don't. We didn't get to pick our parents. You know what I'm saying? We have to make do with what we got when we leave the house. Or you 25, 30 years, 35 years old, you're responsible for yourself at this point. At that point, I mean, you can't keep blaming your parents forever. They done live their life. You got to live yours. And the good news is, if you don't like something, you can change it. But I'm here to tell you that women are just like icing on the cake. They're just a piece to the puzzle. Women ain't going nowhere. They ain't going nowhere. I've been living long enough. Women, they still around. And you can get rid of one and get another one. Really, it's really that simple. Really, you just have to meet them and talk, get to know them, spend some time with them, have sex with them, do whatever y'all feel y'all can handle as adults. And then at some point, if you feel like she's somebody that you want to spend more time with, you make your intentions known. And if she's okay with it, that's cool. If she ain't okay with it, that's cool too. But you still got to talk. You still got to talk regardless of how you meet the woman. You know what I'm saying? Really. But if your life ain't in order, what is the woman coming into? If you having your own struggles, you all over the place, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, what the hell is she coming into? What are you inviting her into? I'm not saying she can't help you out, but you should have a sense of direction or you want where you want things to go or what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you shouldn't. A lot of people, you know what a lot of people do? They'll start doing shit, start bringing kids in the world, can't take care of them, struggling, barely making ends meet, and then they'll figure out how to make it happen. So the solution is to work 2-3 jobs so I can take care of all the bills. And now you're working yourself to death. You're stressed out. Your relationship suffers with everybody because you ain't home. You're gone all the time. So that's the solution. Just keep working 3 jobs. Keep working 2 and 3 jobs. And how long you gonna do that? As long as it takes. Yeah, that's usually the solution. And I don't think that's a good strategy. I think it's better to be prepared before, at least try to be prepared. You know what I'm saying? Just don't have a plan. I've always had a plan. Even if the plan I had didn't work out, I'll just come up with another plan. And if that don't work out, I'll come up with another plan. And another plan. And another plan. You know what I'm saying? I always have a sense of direction of where I'm going. And I don't go out and tell anybody what I'm about to do either. That's another thing. Sometimes, no, I'm gonna say most of the time, it's good to move in silence. Because once you start running your mouth, most people are not gonna have anything positive to say, including your family. They're not gonna have anything positive to say. So it's good to just go out and do it and let them find out later. That's the best. That's your best bet. And if you want to get a woman involved in what you have going on, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, check this out. If the woman you're thinking about getting involved with don't respect what you do, oh, that's never going to work. Don't get involved with that bitch. Oh, she's gonna become dead weight. That's like Kanye West being with Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian said this is what she said. Said she never liked Kanye West's music. That's a slap in the face. How the hell you be with somebody all these years and never liked his music? That's just disrespectful. And that's probably why they're not together today. That's probably one of the main reasons why they're not together. She never respected what he does. You know, that's fucked up. I know people that's like that. I know people personally that everything I've done, they never like any of it. I'm like, God damn. So I'm like, why are you even around? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. And if you ask these same people that say, well, if you don't like anything he's doing, what do you want him to do? They have no answer. They have no solution. They just don't like whatever you're doing. But I'm like, hey, just give me a solution. I need an alternative. There is no alternative. They just don't like it. It's just, they're on some other shit that ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? So this is why it's good to move in silence. Plus, another reason why it's good to move in silence, because there's predators out here. And plus, you might get targeted by people and individuals and companies. You might become a target out here. So it's good to just move in silence. Everyone don't have to know where you're going when you take a trip. Everyone don't have to know that you're going out of town. Everyone doesn't have to know how many properties you own or how many cars you own. People don't even have to know where you live. You don't got to tell everybody that. Trust me, if they really want to know where you live, it's easy to find today. It ain't that hard. Especially if you have a cell phone. It really ain't that hard. You know what I'm saying? They could easily track you down today. If they really want to know your address, it ain't that hard today. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of weirdos have showed up at people's houses. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever done it to me, but, it happens. But, there's a lot of things happen behind the scenes out here today. That's why I say the game is bigger than women. See, when these situations happen, how you're going to respond, especially if it hasn't happened to you before. How will you respond? Or you flip out? Or, or you just give up? I mean, that's what they really want you to do. They really want you to give up. But how will you respond? I mean, I don't know about you, but I've been taught that keep fighting. That's what my dad told me. My dad told me you got to fight for what you want. And when you get it, you got to fight to keep it. Yeah, that's what my dad told me. You got to fight for what you want, and when you get it, you got to fight to keep it. If you have, if you have anything of value, anything that's worth anything, you gotta have to fight to keep it. And it's probably not gonna be easy along the way. Sure, you'll have some good times. Yeah, you have some good moments. Sure, yeah. But you gotta be in it to win. And that's what I'm all about. I'm all about winning. You know, at the end of the day, it's all about winning and it's all about being happy and having peace of mind. That's what I'm all about. And if somebody is bringing chaos or negativity towards my peace of mind and happiness, they got to go. You know what I'm saying? That's just, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's family or I don't care if I've known you for 20 years. I don't play them games. I don't have no favorites. I don't play the favoritism game. Oh, that's your family, man. You can't do that to your family. Can't cut your family off. Bullshit. I have cut my family off. I've done it in the past, and I'll do it again. If they bring in any type of drama or, you know, I'm not going to be going back and forth with anybody. But at some point, if I feel like, okay, I just got to cut them off. I just can't talk to them no more because there's no solution to working anything out with this person. You know what I'm saying? So I just got to just cut them off and whatever. You know, I've had to do that in the past. There's some people are just broken. It's like we can always agree to disagree and still get along. But no, not some people. No. Some people, they don't see it that way. You know? Some people, it's my way or the highway. You know? I'm like, okay, cool. You know? But it could be that way in your life, yeah. But not in my life. It's your way, that's your life. But that ain't got nothing to do with me. I got my life, you got your life, that's it. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? As long as what you do in your life doesn't affect me, cool. We ain't got no problems. You know what I'm saying? But if you're bringing anything into my life that I don't like, that pushes me away from my happiness and peace of mind, oh, you got to go. You're like a cancer. You're like a virus. You're like a computer virus now. You know what I'm saying? But that's not going to work. Regardless of how I feel, it still ain't going to work. You know, it's no. You know, see, the standard is always the standard. I'm going to say that one more time. The standard is always the standard. Regardless, the standard will always be the standard. And I'm never going to change. I'm always going to have a certain level of standard on how I see things, how I operate, and how I want things to go. You know what I'm saying? Now you might say, well, how do you know? How do you know this? Because I've done it in the past and it worked. I've done it more than one time and this shit worked. It's been proven to work. So why would I stop doing something if it works for me? Now, what works for you, that works for you. That's cool. I don't got nothing against that. If that works for you, that makes you happy, that brings you more happiness, more peace of mind, great. But don't be thinking that that's supposed to work for me. No, you know, that's all I'm saying. That's why if I'm conducting any type of business or whatever, or at least trying to, I already know what I want. I know what I want before I even start talking to the person. Otherwise, I would never pick up the phone. Otherwise, I would never approach the person. And if I do talk to the person, it's gonna be I'm just trying to get to know them, just to feel the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Because this person might not be for me. This person might be a criminal. Or we might not have the same values. They might believe in ripping people off. I don't. You know? This is the main reason why I came on the internet 15 years ago. You know why I came on the internet 15 years ago and why I like the internet so much? I came on the internet 15 years ago. You know why? Because in order for me, I can be successful online and no one has to get ripped off. Think about that. I can be successful online and no one has to get ripped off. Think about that. How many environments, name any environment right now, any profession on the planet where you can be successful and no one has to you don't got to rip nobody off. We all can win. In most environments, someone has to win, someone has to lose. Someone has to win, someone has to get ripped off. Except online, except on the internet. No one has to get ripped off. I don't have to rip anybody off. It can be a win-win. That's why I came online 15 years ago. And when I came online 15 years ago, nobody knew who I was. I didn't show my face for the first 5 years. Think about that. I didn't show my face for the first 5 years online. Nobody knew who I was. They didn't know if I was black, white, a Jew, a Muslim, a Mormon. They didn't know none of that. They didn't know where I lived. They didn't know nothing. The first 5 years. All I had was a website. And I was writing every day. That's it. And people would read my stuff. They would like it. They would share it. You know? I didn't have to rip nobody off. They saw the value in what I was what I wrote. That was it. And at your job, you can't. Someone has to lose in order for you to win at your job. There's no environment that I know of where in order for you to win, someone has to lose. The stock market ain't like that. Your job ain't like that. Boxing ain't like that. Football ain't like that. Basketball ain't like that. I mean, name any environment. Name any profession. The courtroom ain't like that. Some attorney has to lose in order for you to win. That's why I came online 15 years ago. I can, I don't have to rip anybody off. I don't, I can win. All of us can win. It don't get no better than that. All of us can go. All of us can get money. All of us can get on the plane and go to Thailand if we got the money. If we work together, create to get something together. All of us can do it if we're willing to put the time and effort in. Ain't too many other environments like that. None that I know of. If it is, let me know. Let me know. I haven't found it. I haven't found it. Every environment I know, it's like in order for you to win, someone has to lose. In order for you to make money on the stock market, someone has to lose money. In order for you to make money in what? Bitcoin, someone has to lose. In order for you to make money in crypto, someone has to lose. I can go on and on. I can go on and on. But if you don't notice, you're going to get taken advantage of. You're going to get taken advantage of if you don't know. If you don't know, nobody's going to tell you. Your buddies ain't going to tell you. Most of your buddies, they're not really your friends. Because y'all just hang out together, have a good time and shit. You know, y'all ain't really talking no real shit with you and your buddies. Y'all just hang out, go to the club, hang with the girls, have a couple beers, look at football. Y'all don't talk about y'all separate the money aspect of things, you and your buddy. How the hell you friends with people and y'all don't make no money together? What type of shit is that? That's some weirdo shit, man. Y'all share everything else together, even women at times. But you don't share no money together. What type of shit is that? Some of these guys, they don't share women either. They don't share the women and they don't share no money. I'm not saying you should share your woman. I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't. That's up to you. But I'm saying, how do you not make no money together? How do you know, oh, that's my best friend. I known him for 10, 20 years, 40 years. How come y'all don't make no money together? You say you love him, right? Yeah, you love your buddy. You say you love your friend or your wife or whatever she is to you. Your side girl or whatever. How come y'all don't make no money together? Y'all claim y'all love each other so much. But how come I don't understand that shit? That's the weirdest shit ever. People spend all this time together with people that this is my friend. Yeah, but whenever you need a favor, you ain't calling your friend, you calling me. You spend most of your time with them, not me. So why should I do you a favor? I don't understand that shit. I cut those people off. I don't play those games. You're not gonna spend you're not gonna give me the leftover crumbs of time, and when you need a favor, you call me, but you don't call the people you spend most of your time with. Nah, I don't play around like that. Nah, I don't play around. Don't call me no more. Or don't call me for no favors. I tell you that much. No, I got too much respect for myself to play them games. You know. Hey, you can come over, but don't ask me for no favors. Because the answer is gonna be no. Or I'm gonna tell you to You need to call your best buddies over there. They'll help you out, hopefully. If not, God bless you. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of stuff that happens on the surface. It looks one way, but it really ain't that. It really ain't like that. But it ain't, and most people are not going to tell you what's really going on. You're going to have to learn the hard way if you're not around the movers and shakers out here. And we're in a time now where a lot of us, we can't really afford to be making a lot of mistakes. That's the truth. A lot of us, if we make one big mistake, we'll end up suffering for months, maybe years. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, we can't afford to be making a lot of mistakes like that. We don't got no safety blanket. A lot of us. A lot of us, we don't got no safety blanket. We can't pick up the phone and call nobody. A lot of us. A lot of us, if we fall, the whole family falls. Everybody fucked up. A lot of us are like that. If we fall, everybody falls. Everything goes to hell. You know what I'm saying? So we have a lot on our plate. I'm gonna say probably most of us, we have a lot on our plate. If we fall, everybody fall. Everybody goes to hell. Everybody suffers. The kids suffer. The woman back out in the street. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when the guy falls. The woman out in the street giving up the cooch. The kids is raising hell, in and out of jail, and all kind of shit going on. When we fall, you know what I'm saying? And that tells you the value of having a man in the household. When the guy falls, it's chaos in the family. The woman back out in the street, she's hoeing, she's trying to make ends meet, trying to catch one of these suckers and simps because she ain't got enough money to pay the bills, and she ain't home with the kids. The kids end up suffering, being neglected. She's going to self-destruct eventually. This happens a lot when guys go to jail. When guy goes to jail, oh shit, it goes down. The family goes to hell when these guys go to jail. There ain't no more money left. They done took all the money. You know what I'm saying? That happens, man. I mean, a divorce ain't that bad, to be honest. No. At least the guy is still around. If the man and the woman get a divorce. But if the guy goes away, the guy goes to prison, or maybe he dies or something like that, oh man. That family goes to hell in most cases. Especially if ain't no money left over. The money stopped coming in, or probably wasn't no money probably wasn't no money saved in the first place. There wasn't no trust fund. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just depended on their 9 to 5. It doesn't matter how the woman look either. A woman get desperate enough, they'll do something strange for a piece of change. And then you got a lot of predators out here, man. They'll take advantage of a woman's weakness. Just like you got a lot of women predators out here. They'll take advantage of a man's weakness. See, that's the value of having a man in the family. If a man is not around a woman, the average woman today, that bitch will self-destruct. She'll self-destruct, bro. She'll be out. She'll get out in them damn streets. She'll get bored and start doing silly loony shit. Because she don't got no self-direction. If a woman ain't getting instructions, she gonna be headed for self-destruction. That's the truth. I know that's some pimp shit, but that's really the truth. That's the truth, man. Because women, they move on how they feel. How you feel, that ain't the right way all the time. I feel a bunch of ways about a lot of things, but that don't got nothing to do with my decision making. You know what I'm saying? But women, they don't understand that. Because that's who they are. That's their emotions. That's who they are. That's how they built. They can't help it. You know what I'm saying? That's why if a woman is not fully developed, you can really take advantage of her. Because if she ain't fully developed, emotionally, especially, you can really take advantage of a woman like that. I'm telling you what I know. If a woman ain't fully developed, if you have sex with her 2 or 3 times, she'll swear that she loves you, or maybe she'll swear that you love her, right? Because she ain't fully developed. That's what she thinks. She feels that way. And I'm not going to tell her she's right or wrong, but I know better. You know what I'm saying? She's not fully developed yet. Now, if you catch her with that same guy 10 years later, she might be thinking differently. I'm not saying the respect, it might be there, but she'll feel differently about that same guy 10 years later. And that's not a right or wrong thing. That's a woman thing. They can't help it. But once you understand that, you can, manipulate that to benefit you. And that's not a bad thing. Look, manipulation is not a bad thing. And I know it just depends on what your intentions are. That's all. If you have bad intentions, of course it ain't a good thing. So of course manipulation ain't a good thing if you have bad intentions. But if you have good intentions, manipulation ain't a bad thing. I do it all the time. Stop it. All this nonsense. If you don't manipulate the people around you, somebody else will. God damn it. And you're going to be sitting around talking about, well, she did this for them and they ain't did that for me. That's what you're going to be saying. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they did that for them, but they ain't did that for me. Well, that's because you sat around and didn't do nothing about it. You didn't open your mouth. You didn't talk. So if you don't do it, the next man or woman will. God damn it. Big Mike. Big Mike, what's up? Oh, it's Shelly. It's been a long time, Shelly. Men should get with responsible, resourceful women. Most powerful men do this. Look at the presidents. Barack, Michelle, lawyer, she can hold her own. Bill Clinton, Hillary, lawyer, she can. I agree, Shelly. I agree 100%. I agree with that 100%, Shelly. I cannot disagree with that. I agree with that 100%. Yeah, my mom was like that to my dad. I grew up seeing my parents like that. And my parents weren't rich. But I tell you what, whatever my mom or my dad needed or whatever, boy, they could always pick up the phone and call somebody. And the crazy thing is, my mom was well known in South Carolina. My mom was well known in North Carolina. My mom was well known all down south, from South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida. I would go places. I would go all over South Carolina, all over the country. People would know my mom. And the reason why they would know my mom, because she was in a singing group. And they would travel all across the state and all across the country, really. And they would go to churches and events, and they would sing. And a lot of these people would be from everywhere around the country. And that's how a lot of people knew my mom. The funny thing is, they didn't know my mom by her name. They knew her by her nickname. They used to call my mom Nana. That's hilarious. They used to call my mom Nana. If I would go anywhere, I would like go to Georgia or North Carolina or Florida or New York. And if I was to talk to somebody and they'll say, "Hey, where you from?" I'm from South Carolina. And I would say, "Hey, you know people in South Carolina?" They'd be like, "Yeah." And then I'd be like, "Hey, you might know my mom." And I would tell them, "Hey, I'm from this certain part. I'm from the Myrtle Beach area, this and that." They're like, "Oh, I know people in the Myrtle Beach area." I said, "You might know my mom and my dad." I said, "My mom was," I would say, "My mom is, her name is Boom." And they'd be like, "No." I said, "No, they call it Nana." They're like, "Oh, yeah, I know your mom, boy." You know what I'm saying? It was like that, man. I'm telling you. It was like that, man. I'm talking like I'm in the Navy and people know my mom. So my mom was very popular. She's very she was a well-known person. And like I said, they weren't rich, but I never went without nothing growing up. I tell you that much. I couldn't tell because my dad, he worked at the power plant. And my mom, she kind of did whatever she wanted to do to earn money. You know what I'm saying? I knew my mom worked with she worked with a rich guy. She used to do the bookkeeping for a rich guy while I was growing up for about 10 years, I would say. And outside of that, they made a pretty good living. I mean, like I said, I didn't go without anything when I was growing up. Now what I would say is I knew that we had more than the other families around us. Now, I knew that as a kid. I could tell. Because when I would go to the other family's house, they had less. I mean, I had eyes. I'm a kid, but I still had eyes. You know what I'm saying? So, and plus, my dad took me to the power plant, Santee Cooper in South Carolina, where he worked at the time. And I was like, "Oh, you work here? Shit. This is a big place." But so I knew he got paid pretty good money working here. And he had an entry level position. It wasn't nothing like, he wasn't doing nothing that was technical, really, you know. But he still was making good money. But so my mom would be what people call today the plug, the connect. She'd be that person today. He said, look up your mom on Wikipedia. I never done that before. I'm gonna do that. I never done it before. I never done that before. I'm gonna do that when I get off here. Senator John Kerry married an heir to the Heinz ketchup tomato. Yeah, I heard about that, Shelly. I heard about that. Yeah. But you know, those people were you know, they're politicians, and a lot of those people, they came from money. They came from a wealthy family, most of those people, Shelly. So just keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? People that grew up uh, from a wealthy family, a lot of that shit is passed down, and they kind of keep their kids in line. So like they have to do what their parents want them to do. So just keep that in mind, Shelly. Like those wealthy kids from those families, they don't get to do what they want to do growing up. It don't work that way. They'll kick their ass out of the family. That's how that shit works. So just keep that in mind, Shelly. A lot of these people have to do what their family want them to do. They have to get married who they family approve. They have to be approved to get married to that person. They don't get to marry who they want to marry. It don't work like that. So these people in these wealthy families, it don't work that way. They'll kick their ass out of the family if they start acting like they want to do what they want to do. They'll take their ass out of the will, like next week, tomorrow. That's how that works. It's a different ball game that wealthy people play. They have different rules of doing things. It's a completely different ball game with them. You can find naturally nice looking, responsible, resourceful women. Let's change your surrounding. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Your mother was a Proverb 31 woman. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. What's that mean exactly? I don't know. I forgot, Shelly. I forgot what that means in the Bible. I forgot what that means. I haven't read the Bible in a long time. Yeah. My mom was a very unique woman, I would say. You know, she's very unique. I probably met one woman outside of my mom that had her personality. Probably one. Yeah. She's a very unique person, you know. And you know the crazy thing is, my mom never finished high school. She never finished high school. And she never went to college. Think about that. She never went to high school, never finished high school, never went to college. She was she educated herself outside of the regular institutions. And she never had any problems with relationships or money or whatever. Think about that for a second. You got people out here, you got women out here today, they can't get a man to do anything. They can't get a man to do anything without having to pay for it, having to pay in some type of way, directly or indirectly. Well, let me tell you what I saw when I was growing up. I would see guys and gals like, if my mom needed anything, they would volunteer. And most of the time, she didn't even have to ask. If they could see that she needed help, people would volunteer. I'm like, damn, she got it. My mom got it going on, man. You know, and I grew up. I'm like, you got women out here have to ask for everything. They got to pay for everything and got to ask for everything and got to beg guys. And guys would what? Guys would ghost on them or cancel or no show on them. I'm like, you can't get a guy to do anything for you. What the hell are you doing, woman? What part of the game is you doing? Yeah. And I know women that's like this. Yeah. But they be calling me. And I'll be like, look, you're 4 hours away. I'm not coming down there no time soon. What happened to all these? What happened to these guys you claim like you so much? You know, I don't understand. Let me see. I used to listen to on there, buying them preach on there. Definitely volunteer. I just look at it as no. Well, yeah, I just look at it as well. I didn't know anything else, so I looked at it as being normal as well. I didn't know any other way of how a woman should be as a kid until I got to be like 16, and I'm like, oh, all of us ain't got the same mama. Some of our mamas is different. Some of our mamas is hoes. Yeah, when I was 16, that's when I figured out all of us ain't got the same mama. Some of our mamas is hoes. Some of our mamas is hot in the pants. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm just saying. You know, when I was 16, I started figuring out, hey, wait a minute. That woman ain't, she ain't that nice. That woman is yelling and screaming and shit. Screaming at us, yelling and screaming at us the whole damn night. When I went over there to spend the night over there. Or I went to see this girl one time, the woman that started yelling at me as soon as I knocked at the door. Like, I said, hey, I want to see your daughter. What for? I'm like, God damn. Well, I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know what to say. I mean, what do you want to see her for? I just want to talk, I guess. I don't know. What type of weird question is that to ask? I'm 17 at the time. What kind of weird question is that to ask me? A 17-year-old. What you want to see her for? Shit. I don't know. You know, I don't know what, everybody mom ain't the same, man. I learned that when I was 16. My ex screaming at all hours in the room, in the home, in the room. Even a hoe can get help without giving it up. Maybe. Sometimes. Sometimes. Yeah. But the point I'm trying to make is some women, as men, we want to help just because we know she's a good person, a respectable woman. You know, she's a sweet woman. There's some women that guys know we'll help with no strings attached. We don't want nothing. She just seems to be a nice, genuine woman. The guys know what I'm talking about. We know women that's like this. Just like some women we see, we can talk to for 5-10 minutes. And you be like, she has good energy. Something about her seems genuine. You know? You might know she should know something. And you be like, you volunteer, say, hey, you should do this and do that. And that one little advice might change. She'll take that little advice and everything might change. It might help her out. You know what I'm saying? Now, you might see another woman and she give you bad vibes. You won't give her no advice. You want to get the hell away from her. Every guy knows what I'm talking about when I talk like that. And it ain't got nothing to do with looks all the time either. It's the vibe. You gotta feel the vibe. These characters out here today have adopted the dominant culture, which is toxic and does not appreciate divine women. Proverb 31 on masculinity. Most folks don't even know what a man or a woman. Yeah, what a woman is. Yeah, you 100%. 110% right, Shelly. Good Lord. I can't disagree with that. Most people don't know who they are. Most people don't know who they are. They think they know who they are, but they don't. Now, that gives you an advantage if you know who you are. If you know who you are, and most people don't know who they are, you have the advantage right there. That gives you an unfair advantage in most cases. Like, for real. Well, today everything is transactional. Women don't even appreciate their natural bodies anymore. Therefore, everyone wants a manufactured Kardashian body. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. I ain't feeling that I don't like plastic surgery. I don't even like being around a woman that has any fake tits and butts and lip inject. I don't know. No. No. If I think I might have met one woman that had she had something done with her. I think she got a nose job. And I found when she told me that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, yeah. And then she got lip injections. I'm like, when she told me that, I kind of changed how I looked at her. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it moving. Yeah, I didn't. It's just I don't want to be involved with a woman that have any type of plastic surgery or job done or nose job or lip job or fake tits. No. Because number one, I don't want to be responsible if them tits go bad. If something happened to you, they could die with all that plastic surgery. I don't want to be around anybody that I just don't want to be around none of that shit. That shit go bad, I'm gonna be in the hospital. Would you? I don't want to be involved in anything that can be avoided. I just don't believe in no plastic surgery. I just don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all the women. I'm sorry. Why is Michelle out here preaching tonight? You aren't Anita Bynum, are you? You crazy, Mike. That's funny. Yeah, I don't believe in that plastic surgery, man. I can't do it. It's no. That's why I never was a Kim Kardashian fan. Everything's fake. That shit don't look good to me. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I try to be open-minded to a certain extent. But some of this shit, I'd be like, nah, I can't accept every goddamn thing now. God damn. And you got to be careful with that. Because there's a lot of double standards out here. And there's this thing where when it comes to us, black men, a lot of people out here think that we ain't supposed to have no standards. They feel like we supposed to just take what we get and be grateful. You should be happy that I'm with you. Look at me. It's that type of bullshit. That type of mentality. You know, some people will say if I have standards, they would say you uppity. You're an uppity Negro. You know, that's that type of shit. So you got to be careful with that. You know, and even some of these women from other cultures, they'll play on that shit too. If you tell her, hey, I don't like you picking up too much weight, you too big, she'll start acting like, what do you mean? You should accept me as I am. Well, the other guys don't accept you as you am. If they don't like it, I don't like it either. The hell with that. You know. No, I don't play all that shit. If I don't like it, I don't like it. Period. You know. Tell her to go back to where she came from. See if they like it. They don't like it either. You know. So yeah. It's like if it's one of those women that if you talk to her, she's complaining about her man all the time. 9 times out of 10, the guy just has standards. That's all it is. That's all it is. You know. That's all it is. She just want the guy to just accept me as I am. But she don't even do that. She don't even do that. Why do you want me to do something that you wouldn't even do? That you would have a problem with. So you gotta be careful with that. Be careful with them double standards. Where people put you on the goddamn on the trophy. It put you up there on a pedestal with all them damn standards. But when it comes to them, oh no, it ain't the same thing when it comes to me. You got to be careful with that. Be careful with that. Be careful with that. They expect a lot out of you. But when it's their turn, like, oh, wait a minute, that's too much. I'm like, oh, hell no. No. Hell no. It's your turn. Shit. You gotta be careful with that. Well, they expect a whole lot out of the guy. A lot of women are like that. But when it's their turn, like, oh, I'm tired. I got a headache. I work today. Well, shit, I work today too. Now, so what? You know, I'm off on the weekends. Yeah, I'm off on the weekends too. So what? You know, it's a different game when it's their turn. You know, them type of women are useless, in my opinion. I don't play them games like that. You're not gonna play with me like that. Nope. So I was waiting to hear uppity nigga. Yeah, people don't know themselves. The dominant culture doesn't promote that. However, the dominant culture steals from others. They don't want them to know or be themselves. Oh, yeah, for sure. Robbing, stealing, and killing. That's what they do, Shelley. Oh, yeah. And the other groups of people, they're doing the same thing. They're just a watered down version of us, really. Everybody steals. Basically, everybody steals from us. Let's keep it a buck. They stole from us years ago, and they just take the food, they take the music, they take the way we dress, they take whatever and remix it, put it in their own little version, and let's call it Spanish rice. Let's call it what? Jerk chicken. There's no such thing as jerk chicken. There's no such thing as Spanish rice. It's just seasoning. That's all. They'll take the cabbage and what they call it in Korea. They call it uh I forgot what they call it in Korea. Everybody just takes what we have over here and just remix it. Add a little seasoning, add their own seasoning, add their own flavor, add their own little jingle in the music. That's all. There's no such thing as a Spanish rice. Yeah. Yeah, it's just people they're just making up shit as they go. I mean, look, when I see a woman that's from let me pick what country. When I meet a girl that's from Colombia, Dominican Republic, or wherever with big ass and tits, what do you think I'm thinking? I don't say, oh, look at this white woman with that's full figured. No, European women are not big ass and big tits is not European like at all. No, flat butts, that's European like, and a sharp nose, that's European like. A big nose, big tits, big butts. That's that means you have some black roots in your family tree. That's what that means. African roots in your family tree. That's what that means. Or maybe some native roots in your family tree. Well, that's not European. That's not European. Those are not European features. You know what I'm saying? Even a lot of guys, when they see a Dominican girl, a girl from the Dominican Republic or from Colombia, Brazil, or the Philippines, or Thailand, a lot of guys don't know what they're looking at. You know what I'm saying? If you see a girl from Thailand with big lips, a big butt, big thighs, a lot of guys don't know what they're looking at. They just think, oh, she's Thai. Well, there's no such thing as really Thai. I'm just saying. But people just name themselves whatever, or somebody else give them the name. Because what happens is over the years you have a bunch of countries got conquered, or some of them merged together from back in the day, like 300 years ago. Some of these countries today didn't exist back then. Like if you go to most of you go to like the continent of Africa, some of these countries today didn't exist 200-300 years ago. So the woman you looking at, you might say, hey, she's Nigerian. Oh, okay, whatever. Shit. Okay. But, she's all mixed up. And I'm not saying anything wrong with that. Just know who you're dealing with, and that's all I'm saying. It's like somebody from Thailand, they're not really, they're all mixed up. But they got black roots. Well, we know this. Just look, because big butts and full features that's not European like. That's native and or African or something mixed up in there. That's just scientifically speaking. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to be a genius to figure this out. This is, if you go to Europe, outside of Portugal and Spain or the rest of them countries, them asses is flat. Yeah. Yeah. With the exception of well, Australia is not Europe. Now, if you go to Australia, that's a commonwealth, right? Now, the only reason you see white women in Australia with big ass and tits because they started mixing with the natives down there. So they, they got the gene because they started a lot of mixing going on. That's why they got big ass and tits. But the point I'm trying to make is you have to know who you dealing with and what you looking at. That's the point I'm trying to make. Which brings me back to what Shelley was saying earlier. Most people don't know who they are. And this is a good example. This is a good example. A lot of people don't know who they are. Just scientifically speaking. And then sell back to us as a premium. So love yourself, black men and women. They and the rest of them folk ain't it. I'm just saying it's biblical. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I can't call you a liar. You're 100% right. That's why if you know who you are, that's half the battle. That's half of the battle right there. And you don't have to tell people who you are, by the way. They'll pick up on it. It'll be something, they'll be like, it's something about him that's just different. And what it is that realness. You give it off without even trying. You don't have to tell people who you are. They'll pick up on it. And whatever you got, they want it. They want to be around it. They want to see it. And they want to touch it. And hell, if they might even want to be, they might want to get a piece of it if you're willing to give it. Let me get out of here, man. Like, share the video, and all that good stuff. You can send any emails at renegademoney@gmail.com. You can scan the Patreon, the QR code on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Until next time. I'm out. Alright. Just got the call, it's going down tonight. It's a lot of goodbyes here tonight. But then I saw the sky and that I like. Here from